Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptid, where I've just started the webcam after Maverick has flown over. I don't know what that means in terms of the quality of the puzzle that we're about to attempt, but it probably means it's brilliant. It's called Dorlier's Unsquished Sudoku. It's by Jonesy, and it's been inspired by it's a paean to a puzzle we featured on the channel a couple of weeks ago, which I have got here. This rather colourful little effort, 5x5 grid, but you can see they're all sort of overlapping with each other. And I found this a fascinating puzzle. I am not used to. This is called Super Squish Doku or something. I wasn't used to the logic involved in Super Squish Doku when I started this puzzle, and so I had to sort of figure it all out from scratch. And I found that fairly involved. It's a fascinating setup. Anyway, lots of you have suggested we should now try Jonesy's puzzle, which is a 9x9 version of the same thing. It doesn't look in any way similar, but apparently it has been inspired by that earlier puzzle. It's got 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty and is meant to be rather wonderful. So this is what we're going to attempt in today's video, and I'll read the rules to you in a moment or two's time. Hopefully this will be slightly easier than yesterday's puzzle, which was, you must have a go at that. Let me just see if I can find it. This one. Drafting Strategy by Sudoku Joker. This itself was inspired by something else. This was inspired by the game Blueprints, the video game that we streamed on the channel on Monday evenings for over a year. But what a construction this is! Even if you can't tell, or even if I failed to see exactly where some of the room entrances and exits were, I did do it logically, and it's a fantastic puzzle because you get a sort of budget for footsteps that you have to use to traverse the grid. Extraordinary construction. Very hard for me, at least. But I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. I really recommend that puzzle to you. What else can I tell you about before we have a go at Jonesy's puzzle? Over on Patreon, we have our monthly reward. Went live on the 1st of August, themed on playing cards. Over 1,000 of you have solved the first puzzle. Do get involved in that. You've got until the 20th if you'd like to win the chance to come onto the channel and appear in a video. Yeah, definitely recommend that to you. If I got, I don't think I've got the thingy card. Have I got the image? No. Nope. No, there it is. That's what we're looking for. That is the card that sort of gives you a flavour for what might be involved. 9 puzzles in all in that Sudoku hunt. Well worth a look. Now, before we get on with solving those, some of you have been watching the channel for a while. You've been kind enough to indulge me occasionally with poetry. I'm a big fan of poetry, and occasionally I read some poems on the channel. But today, a friend of mine on Facebook alerted me to something. It's tangentially related to poetry, but it's actually really related to the science fiction author Ray Bradbury, who in 1950 published a short story. And I thought if you'll forgive me, I might tell you a little bit about this story, because it's a fairly extraordinary thing. As I say, written in 1950, extraordinarily prescient. It's a story called There Will Come Soft Rains. And it's sort of, I'll just summarise it. It's only very short, so I don't think I'm going to be giving anybody any spoilers by explaining what goes on. But effectively, it's about a lone house that stands in a Californian city, where the rest of the city has been completely obliterated by a nuclear explosion. But the house itself is completely fine, and sort of is pristine, but it is entirely run by automated systems, or AI. And the reason I thought I'd bring this up today is that the sort of, there's no one living in the house because everyone's been eradicated by the nuclear explosion, but the house pipes up at the start of the day. Today is August the 4th, 2026. And then the automatic systems in the house start preparing breakfast and cleaning the house and making the beds and doing everything they should do, as if its owners were still in the house. And then there's in the evening, the house recites the absent hostess's favourite poet, the poet Sarah Teasdale, who wrote a poem called "There Will Come Soft Rains," and that's the one I'm going to read to you in a moment. But the denouement of the story is a sort of a windstorm, and a tree branch gets blown in through the window and burns the house down, despite the AI's attempts to put the fire out. And all that remains on the following dawn is a single wall in the house, which contains the automatic system. So it sort of pipes up at the start of the new day. Today is August the 5th, 2026. That book was written in 1950. Incredible. Today, obviously, it's August the 5th, 2026, which is why I'm talking about this. It's why my friend brought it to my attention. But I mean, there's a lot of food for thought in the story as a sort of allegory, I think. But the Sarah Teasdale poem is really rather lovely as well. Now, this Sarah Teasdale poem was, I think it was written during the First World War. And you'll understand when I read the poem, why war is a theme. So this is "There Will Come Soft Rains" by Sarah Teasdale. There will come soft rains and the smell of the ground, and swallows circling with their shimmering sound, and frogs in the pools singing at night, and wild plum trees in tremulous white. Robins will wear their feathery fire, whistling their whims on a low fence wire. Not one will know of the war, not one will care at last when it is done. Not one would mind, neither bird nor tree, if mankind perished utterly. And spring herself, when she woke at dawn, would scarcely know that we were gone. Beautiful poem, a beautiful poem. And I thought on Cracking the Cryptic, we don't just solve puzzles, we do all sorts of excursions into things of the mind, and beautiful things. So that is my excursion for the day, my little segue. Forgive me for that, but I hope for some of you at least it was worth bringing to your attention. Now, what else can I tell you about? Let me look at my list. I've got birthdays to do. I've got 2 birthdays to do. I'm going to start off by wishing Alexander a very happy 60th birthday over there in Bavaria, in Germany. Your wife Catherine wrote to me, Alexander, jokingly suggested you might spend more time with the channel than you do with her, but I'm sure that isn't true. And Alexander, I hope... Well, actually, do I hope you have chocolate cake? Because in a former life, I did used to spend a little bit of time in Munich and also in the Bavarian Alps, if I could possibly get away with it, which are absolutely beautiful. And my favourite thing to eat in Munich was this wonderful dessert, which was not chocolate cake. It was sort of apple pancakes. And I should remember the name of it. It was sort of sugary apple pancakes with... may have had cinnamon in it as well. And it was called... No, I'm not going to remember, but hopefully you know of what I speak. Now, if you were having that for your birthday, I could totally get on board. That is possibly the only substitute for heavily iced chocolate cake that we will agree on the channel is worthy of all our taste buds. So, Alexandra, if you're having the apple thingy, that's great news. If you're having chocolate cake, that's also great news. But I hope you're getting one of them. And many happy returns on your 60th. Next, that gives me an opportunity. No, I'm not telling that story. No, I'm not telling that story. No, we're now going to say happy birthday to Macy. Macy's turned 26 over there in the US. Macy, I know it's your birthday because your boyfriend Killian wrote to me and gave me some unfortunate news about the fact that you're having vanilla cake with whipped frosting. Now, That's not apple pancakes, is it? And that is not chocolate cake with heavily iced chocolate icing. I suppose the frosting might be chocolate. But Macy, I think you should subtly push the vanilla cake to one side and grab chocolate cake instead. But I do hope that you have a brilliant birthday, and thank you for watching the channel. Right, that's all the news. That's all the news. Shall we have a go at Dorlier's Unsquished Sudoku by Jonesy? Let's read the rules of this one together. Jonesy always starts his rules with hello. Hello. We have got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we're going to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. A digit in a circle indicates how many times that digit must appear in circles. Okay, so if this was a 5, then we would have to have 5. I don't know if that's even... Oh, is that? I don't know, but then we'd have to have 5 5s in circles is how it would work. Now, there's hardly any more rules, actually. Each counting circle is the centre of a 3x3 area which contains 9 unique digits. The circle on the edge of the grid only reaches 6 cells. Yes, I see. So what it's saying is, it's saying that this has got lots of extra regions in this puzzle, because it's saying that surrounding this circle, that 3x3 area has to contain 9 different digits. This has to contain 6 different digits. This has to contain 9 different digits again. Yeah, okay. So that it's because Windoku is a form of Sudoku that has existed, hasn't it? Is that? I'm not sure. I can't remember in Windoku where the... Is it those? No, I think it might be those. I think in Windoku it might be those areas that also have to contain 9 different digits. Now, we don't have those areas. We just have that window there that would overlap with a Windoku puzzle. But anyway, that's another segue. And then we've only got one more rule. Digits separated by an X sum to 10. So those sum to 10. So if this was, that was 1, that could be a 9. That was 2, that could be an 8, etc. And then it says, have fun in the instructions, and hopefully we will. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I'm tempted to use a trick that I was told. I was told a trick the other day that Sven's introduced in the software. I mean, I might not need it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, there's an interesting number of circles. Let me tell you the trick, though. The trick is we can make the computer count things in the grid that we can double click. And the way we do that, I think it's under the options. There's an option that says something like enable copying of cells. And if you do that and you highlight things, I think you press Control C. This might not work now. Oh no, I know what you do. You press, yeah, you have to turn on this thing in the instructions. Oh, hang on, I'm just getting a message before we. Let me just write a reply to this. Sorry. Sorry. I have to reply yes to that. Yeah. So you go to the you can press the cog. That one. See the copy cells button on? You turn that on, and this thing pops up. This extra icon above your number pad, and what you can do, I think, Control C didn't work, but I think if I press it, yeah, look at that, 10 symbols copied to clipboard. So So if there were more counting circles, I often count the circles and then recount them because I'm terrified of getting the count wrong. But this actually allows you to count symbols in the puzzle. I wonder if it would. No, I was wondering if it would work with the X's, but not that we really need to count with the X's. But there is a little tip that was shared to me by some very, very clever constructors just the other day. Anyway, so we've got. Why am I interested in this 10 circle thing? It's because those digits all have to be different, don't they? They're all in box 5. So what's the minimum they could be? They could be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, let's think about the implications of 1, 2, 3, and 4 in these circles. That would imply 4 circles had a 4 in them, 3 had a 3 in them, 2 had a 2 in them, and 1 had a 1 in it. And they would take all the 10 circles in the puzzle. So there is no way that these aren't the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4, because if they were any other combination, they'd add up to more, and that would imply there should be more circles in the puzzle. Imagine one of these was a 5, there'd have to be 5 circled 5s. And the other 3 digits could be 1, 2, and 3, but they would take 6 circles. 1, 2, and 3 sum to 6. So all the circles, we can just use that trick. We can just fill them in with 1, 2, 3, and 4, but we can do better than that even, because one of those is a 1, and that's the only circled one in the puzzle. So we can get rid of 1s, I think, from all the other cells. I haven't done anything to do with the expanded squished doku, or the unsquished doku, or whatever it was called yet. So that digit, might as well notate it. That's got to be 6, 7, or 8. That's got to be 6, 7, or 8. That's got to be 6, 7, or 8. Oh, there's going to be some reason that these are all different, isn't there? Why can't those be the same number? Actually, they actually can't be the same number. That is very clear because of the X's. Yeah, let's just give that a colour for a moment and give this a colour. Well, no, let's imagine that we were trying to make those digits the same. Then these two digits, by the X logic, because this adds to 10 and this adds to 10, if these were the same digits, these would be the same digits. Imagine these were both 4. Then these would have to both be 6 to add up to 10 with the 4. But then where would we put the purple digit in the middle box? There would be no place for it. Because whether the 2, 3, or 4 is always partnering a 6, 7, or 8, which can't go in a corner of the middle box. So whatever that digit is, it's different from that one and it's different from that one. And that logic is obviously we can't have those two being the same for exactly the same reason. So these are a 2, 3, 4 triple. Right. And now I'm going to use the circles rule again, because as they're a 2, 3, 4 triple, one of them is a 2, and one of these is a circled 2. So they're the 2 circled 2s between those cells and these cells, which means these cells can't have circled 2. So these cells consist of 2 4s and 1 3, is what we can say now. If those were different, if they were a 3, 4 pair, this would have to be a 2. I don't know. But I am conscious of the fact I've not even begun to use my Super Squish Doku powers, which I have to say, if you were to ask for a superpower, I always thought I'd like flying, frankly. I definitely wouldn't like Super Squish Doku powers, please. If I'm going to have any powers, can it be better than being good at Super Squish Doku, which I don't really consider myself to be anyway. But I can see how I can generate that pattern in this puzzle, which is clearly what Jonesy has been thinking about in saying Dorlier's unsquished Sudoku, because that one, let's just give that a colour, whatever that is, and whatever this is, I'm going to have to pick some good colours here, aren't I, so they don't I don't know if I like that one. I might go darker blue for that one, and maybe go for yellow for that one. That effectively has built that earlier puzzle, hasn't it? Because if this was just a 5 by 5 and it only consisted of these cells, then we know all the greens are different because they surround that circle. We know all the purples are different because they're the 3 by 3 around that circle, etc., etc. Now, and we obviously know the middle box has to contain different digits just by normal Sudoku rules. Now, can I remember what the rules were about super... or not the rules, the things I discovered last time when I did the puzzle? It was something like... It was something to do with these cells. Do they have to be those cells, or is that wrong? Why would that one? Can't remember. Oh, okay, let's try and revisit the logic. So that digit in the middle box, it's already okay, this cell, let's give this a label. Let's call this A. Whatever that digit is, it's already appeared in green, and it's already appeared in indigo, and it's already appeared in row 5. Yeah, so that digit is one of those two cells in the middle box, because it can't repeat in green, it can't repeat in indigo, and it can't repeat in its own row. So yeah, so there's this weird thing where this digit gets transplanted into one of the corners of the middle box. So let's do the same with that then. So that B is going in one of those. That one we know is different, so that's going in one of those. Now, but yeah, oh, I see. I've got it. Right. And this one, by exactly the same logic, it doesn't have a circle in it, but that doesn't matter. It's still subject to the colouring rules. This digit, where does that digit go in the middle box? And the answer is in one of these two cells. But yeah, it's actually it's really clever, this. It's the exits that are doing the powerlifting, isn't it? Yeah, okay. This digit, I think, has to be a 1. Because these are 2, 3, and 4. And they're all different. So they're occupying some of these cells. But this one, if this wasn't a 1, it would be a duplication of I. It can't be a duplication of C. It would be a duplication of... Oh, hang on. Yeah. Yes, it would be a duplication of A or B. Because this digit has to be one of those digits by the sort of super squishy rules. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll do this formally. Where is this digit D in this box? It's already been in green, it's already been in purple. So it's not in any of those, and it's not in its own column. So it is one of these digits. Now, if it was the duplicate of one of these digits, A or B, it can't be the duplicate of C. Again, we'd get this problem that this digit and this digit, or this digit and this digit, would have to appear somewhere in the middle box. They would be the same digit, and they couldn't go anywhere because they'd be ruled out of the central cross. So this digit has to be different, and the only option left, given 2, 3, and 4 have gone, is this digit is 1. So this digit is 9, and that's given us a start. And now 1 has appeared in purple. So this one, well, and we know 1 is therefore in one of these two cells by this sort of super squishy logic. Yeah, okay, I've just remembered something from the earlier thing. I think in the earlier thing, what I didn't jump to this point as quickly. What I did, I think, was I worked out that those digits were all different. That central cross of the grid. And I think that's true now I look at this, isn't it? Well, it's true in this puzzle. It's definitely true in this puzzle, but I think I proved it was true in the other puzzle as well. Which would suggest I did that without the X's, which I can't remember how I did, but if those two were the same. So I'm just wondering, in the other version, if those two were the same, why couldn't they have gone there? Maybe there was a reason. Anyway, in this puzzle, it is true to say that this central cross is all different, because we've proved, using the X logic, that none of these can be the same digit. So these are all obviously different. And because these go in the corners of the middle box, and they're all different as well, they effectively, there is another extra region which is formed of those cells there. Oh, so I'm almost thinking about the theory of this rather than actually trying to solve the puzzle, which is probably silly of me. Okay, so 9 in the middle box is now in one of two places. Whoops. Because this 9 can't be in the corners. So these two, 6, 7, and 8 digits have to be in those cells. Oh, I see, so 5 is in the middle. That's probably what I should have expected. This digit has to be in one of those cells. So there's sort of so there's now a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple in the middle box, and the middle cell is a 5. And probably there was a way of writing that in instantly, but I didn't know what it was. Now what do we do? I don't know, but I do note I've got a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple in row 5. I've got a 6, 7, 8 triple in column 5. So so 2, 3, and 4 have to be in the other cells of column 5, and it's less good. 1, 2, 3, and 4 have to be in the wings of row 5. And somehow or other, we're going to be able to solve the puzzle from here, apparently. I don't know quite how yet. I mean, I can see in green, if you look at green there, I've got a 2, 3, 4 triple. So one of those is a 2 in green. Is that important? In row 4, I've got a 2, 3, 4 triple. That's quite interesting, because that means that the 2 in row 4 is in the central box. So there's a 2 in one of these cells, which means there isn't a 2 in one of those cells. So that probably matters for some reason that I can't quite determine. Okay. Now, what do you think we do next? Haven't got a Scooby-Doo. No, I really don't know. There must be something we have to do. That's obviously true. Goodness me, it's got very windy outside all of a sudden. Hopefully that means there might be rain, which we've basically not had for about 2 months. Okay, so how can we take this logic and build on it? Or is it another of these super squish Doku rules that I'm not remembering? That could well be true. Or another option is it's the funny circle rule. Because that exists, doesn't it, in terms of... I don't quite know how to use it, but it does. It is there, sitting over the puzzle, that these digits have to be resolvable somehow. I don't immediately see that those digits there have to be... I mean, there's weird things going on, isn't there? Like this digit has to appear in that 3 by 3. But I don't... I mean, it is a point, it is a truth, but I'm not immediately seeing why that matters. Okay, so what do you think we have to do to actually make more progress here? Is there balm in Gilead? Tell me truly, I implore. If, oh, all right, I'll do something. I can do this one. If that was a 3, then look at this. That's a 2, 3, 4 triple in green. So if this was a 3, both of these couldn't be 3 by Sudoku. So they would be a 2, 4 pair, and this would be a 3. And now I'd have 2 3s there, circled, 1 3 in the middle box circled, and one of those 3 circled as well, which actually would be one of those 2, but that's still too many circled 3s. So that is a 4. Right. So this isn't 4, this isn't 4. Now I've got a 2 3 pair in green, so this is a 4. And now I've got all my... I've effectively got all my circled 4s. I think this might have to be a 3, because I need a third circled 3. I've got one in the middle box, one around the edge there, and I need a third one, so it's that one. And the count of 4s is going to be good, isn't it? 1, 2 there, one of those, and one of these. Now this 3 is seeing that one in yellow. That 4 is seeing that. Oh, look. In the middle, in row 4, I've got a 2 3 pair now. So these digits are a 1 4 pair. I must be able to do something with this. He says someone. Oh, I tell you something now. That A digit is not that one, is it? Because that's a 1 or a 4. So this is lovely, isn't it? So this A digit is exactly there. So those two are the same, which means this one isn't C, because remember these are different. So C's digit is now that one, which means this is not 4. So that one is now not B. So that one is B. Oh, this is beautiful. Look. So B can't go on top of C. So B has to go there, and the only mutual digit that exists between the two options is 4. So B is 4, which means so those two are 1s. This is a 6 by maths, we can do that. This is not a 4. Now, I'm sure this has done a lot of profound things. We just have to work out what they are. Let's do a little bit of Sudoku. Yeah, we can do a little bit of Sudoku there as well. And now we will say... Okay, what I'm now going to say... I mean, this is a weird point, but I'm not... It's been said before that I'm a deeply weird man. What did someone was very mean the other... I thought they were mean anyway, although, it's something that's been apparent throughout my life, and it's something I joke about on the channel, because I know it's true that basically I'm somebody that is, let's call me, a very acquired taste. And at parties, I would, I joke about it, but I would often be the 3 in the corner, the guy in the corner, that nobody really wants to talk to because they don't want to talk about Ray Bradbury short stories, etc. But anyway, we did the stream the other night, the Lorelei stream, and then somebody commented, "I think we're beginning to see why Simon is not very popular at parties." It's like, yeah, thanks very much. Thanks very much. You know, I am aware. I am aware. Anyway, let's look at this digit, this purpley thing here. Now, I think that has to find a home in yellow. Well, it's obviously not in those cells in yellow. Now, I don't think it can be this one because that's C, which is that one. A is definitely different from C. A is that one. So A has to go in one of those two in yellow, where it's looking at a 3, which means A is 2. So that's 2, that's 3, that's 3, that's 7, that's 8. So I get a 7, 9 in the middle box and a 6, 8. Now, so 2 is in one of those two cells, but I don't really know how to use that. I've sort of done quite... Oh, look. I've got a 1, 3 pair in row 5. Ooh. And I've got a 2, 4 pair in column 5. I've got quite a lot of things done here. Yeah, there's all sorts of weirdnesses going on now, like where's 1 in the indigo region? It's in one of those two. I don't really want to make that pencil mark because it's cross 3 by 3 boxes, and I'll get confused by it. 3 is in one of those cells. 3 is in... Has 3 been in... Ah, that's better. Where's 3 in purple? It's only got one cell it can go in, I think. So there's probably all sorts of things like that we might be able to do. Like, let's keep going with 3s, at least initially. Although, actually, it doesn't look like I can do anything there. What about 2s then? Don't seem to have as many 4s. 4's got one of 3 places there. 4. Oh, okay. So like purple now has had all 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in it. So those digits are from 6, 7, 8, 9. That can't be 6. Okay. Oh, green has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in it. So those have to be 6, 7, 8, 9 as well. That can't be 8 because of this. Yeah, I'm probably not thinking about this in quite the right way now, but okay, all right, I'm going to do this slightly differently then. Look at this cell. Now that cell is a circle, so that's saying that those cells are all different. But to me, actually, let's leave that in for a moment. Where are those 3 digits, those grey digits, in the 2's 3 by 3? These 3 grey digits clearly can't be in box 4 again, can they? So they're not in those cells. So there's a sort of mirroring. These cells are the same as those cells, but this digit could... I mean, if it was a 1 then, it couldn't go. You simply couldn't put it in the 2's 3 by 3. So that's got to be 3. And that's got to be 1. And that sort of works, I see, on the other side. Look, the 4 is surrounded by a 3 by 3. So those 3 digits have to be in those cells. So one of these is a 2 by that logic. Well, that's beautiful. That actually, let's absolutely do that. So over on this side, surrounding the 4 is a 3 by 3, which means these 3 cells are the same as those 3 cells, which means one of these is a 2. Well, that's there then, by Sudoku. And that digit is a 7 or a 9, because it is the same as that one. And the 4, 3... So that one is a 7 or a 9. Okay, so let's actually try and track these 7, 9 things in case they're important. So what I'm saying is, by that sort of duplicate logic, I'm going to go back to using A again. Those are the same, and those are the same, and they're clearly different because these two are in the middle box, so they have to be different. Now, What can we do with that? Probably nothing is the answer. Although I'm very tempted. Yeah, I'm going to do this again here. I'm going to do exactly the same trick here. That thing is a 3 by 3 surrounding this circle. So those 3 digits are the same as those 3 digits. Well, I can't put 2 here then. That's got to be the 4. So that's got to be a 2. There isn't a circle there, so I can't use that trick at the top. Okay, but 4 by Sudoku is in one of those cells. 2 by Sudoku can't repeat in indigo, so it's in one of those cells. 3, 4 comes out of this cell. 2 has to make an appearance in yellow. And now, somehow, I'm able to see where that goes. So 2 is in one of 2 places in box 3. Now, what can we do with this? Don't know yet, but in the yellow box, we haven't put in 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s. So, I mean, that isn't 6 by Sudoku. That one isn't 7 by Sudoku. And so hopefully that makes some sort of difference, does it? Yes. Oh, this is glorious, and it's very, very straightforward. The B digit, I don't know where it goes in box 6, but I do know it's in one of those 2, because it's not the A digit. And that means there's effectively a 7-9 pair in box 6 in these 3 cells, which means that can't be 7 or 9, and that's 8, which means this is 6, this is 8. Now yellow, well, now those can't be 8. This digit can't, this digit is in yellow, and yellow has had 6 and 8, so that's 9, so that's 7, which is the same as that one, so this is 9. This is just glorious. It's absolutely glorious. Now this digit is not 9 anymore, or 7. That's a this is a rare occasion where I feel like I've got to grips with the puzzle, sort of semi-intelligently. No doubt people will tell me, no, you've missed the key point. But in my own way, I'm getting this done. Look, 5. 5 can't repeat in indigo, so that's 5. That's 7. I haven't put 3 in that row. That does seem to work. 3 in box. Might get a 3 in the corner. I've almost done the whole Fistamafel ring. I must be able to do these digits. I need 1 and 8 to appear in these cells. Now, I'm no doubt there is a very easy way to do that. Yes, there is. Look at the region surrounding the 3. It's not coloured, but let me colour it. I can't repeat 1 in it, so that has to be 8. That has to be 1. And now we've sort of done a weird shape in the grid. And we're almost at the point. Well, we are at the point. No, we're not. No, we're not. I was about to say we're at the point where we can abandon the Squishdoku logic, but no, there are some circles here that are going to stick out further. But it might be worth getting rid of the middle colouring, mightn't it? Because it's not relevant anymore. I can't extract any more logic from the green region, the purple region, etc. So in a rare event, I'm going to get rid of colouring, and instead I'm going to think about, like, that's a region, this is a region that we haven't used, I mean. That 4 region we haven't used. This we haven't used. That one we have used. That one we have used. That one we've used. That one we've used. So there are still 4 regions that we haven't used. Now, these 2 greens we can get, can't we? Because they're 2. We need to put 2 in that green region, and we need to put 5 in it. So there we go. So the regions, these 2 at the bottom are a 1-6 pair. We can do that. Now in column 4, we haven't put in 5 and 6. But 6 has already appeared in yellow, so we can do it. These 2 digits then are 4 and 8. Oh no, my phone's going again. Okay, that's fine. Okay, what are those digits? They are 2, 8. We need a 9 in yellow. So 9, 2, 8, I think, to finish that off. Does that look right? Feels right, doesn't it? Indigo down here, we need 1, 1 and 4. Well, they've got to be in those cells, and I know the order. These are 7 and 8, so that's in that order. I think this is done. I mean, I shouldn't probably have said that, but it does feel like we've broken the back of it. 1, 5, so we can do 5 and 1 here. 1 in the corner. These digits are 7, 2, 7, 9. That's a 7 then. 8, 4 is done by Sudoku. This row needs 5 and 8. So that's 8 and that's 5, and that works from the red's perspective, so there's no problem there. 3, this is 6 by Sudoku. 7, 3, no 3 in the corner. 4 here. This column needs 5, 6, 9. That's chocolate teapotted, I think. But I mean, hopefully not for long. But the 9 can't go there. The 5 can't go here, and the 6 can't go there. Okay, so let's try column 3 then, where we need 5 and 9. We must be able to do that. Yeah, we can. 5, 9. That unchocolate teapots ourselves. I displaced a pencil mark down. We might get. Oh no, I was about to say we might get a 3 in the corner there, but we don't. We need 8 and 5 here. No, we don't. We've already had a 5. We need 8 and 4. Well, that's much better. And then we need 6 and 7. Wow. Wow. What a lovely puzzle. And yes, I unsquished the Dorlier's Sudoku. I was seriously helped by having done the earlier puzzle. I mean, it's a great lesson, really, in terms of, I always say practice is the biggest thing. People say, oh, how do you get good at these puzzles? It's practice. I mean, if you watch the video of me attempting this puzzle, I think it's like 30 minutes before I can do anything, because I can't understand at the start how the logic fits together from the overlapping regions. Whereas this one, I was able to sort of really remember some of the things that I'd learned last time, and it made it much, much easier for me. Yeah, and then there's, a relatively short video these days, only 47 minutes, and it included a whole load of science fiction. What more could you want? Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.